There are 5 factors for a manifestation to come about.
Prabhuji, I've noticed this that the richest, most businessmen in India are highly spiritual. How does spirituality help people grow their business?
If you want me, you can take away all my success in the business, keep my team back with me, and I'll come back to that same level of success because my team is so good.
I just feel the youth today is not connected to spirituality as much as the youth earlier. What's your thought on that?
So this is a secret. Not everybody knows these things.
Hare Krishna. You must be wondering why I'm starting this podcast like this. Well, it's because today I have a very special guest with me, Sri Chanchalapathi Dasa, the president of Vrindavan Chandrodaya Mandir. And today we are going to talk about something truly fascinating. How social media and digital platforms are helping turn the dream of building the world's tallest Krishna temple in Vrindavan into reality. Isn't it amazing how the digital era is touching every aspect of our lives, even spirituality? As a digital partner, I've been working with the temple to help them raise funds online, and it's been such a rewarding journey. Today, we'll hear directly from Sri Chanchalapathi Dasa about his vision, the role of technology, and how this blend of tradition and innovation is bringing people together for a divine cause. So let's get started. It's going to be an inspiring conversation. And if you're willing to contribute in the making of the tallest temple of Lord Krishna, I put the details of the link right in the description. So go ahead, click on the link and make your contribution. Prabhuji, first of all, it's my honor to have you on my show, Grow Your Influence. And I'm so blessed to have you today on this program. And thank you for having me in Vrindavan. It's been such a divine experience since last 2 days. This is an experience that I think everyone in this world should once come and experience it. So thank you so much for that.
Most welcome, Hare Krishna. Happy to have you here in Vrindavan and in Vrindavan Chandrodaya Mandir.
Thank you, Guruji. Guruji, today in this podcast, usually I do a lot about business and marketing, but today I thought I will talk a lot about life because a lot of people are very curious about a lot of things with respect to how they're growing their identities in the internet era. And I have some questions with respect to that.
Sure.
So shall we start, Guruji?
Please do.
So Prabhuji, I work with a lot of influencers and most of them are always anxious about their own identities and they're constantly seeking validations from people. How does one bring peace in such situation?
I can understand the position of an influencer in modern world and people writing comments, how many views you get, how many shares happen. So it can be a very stressful situation. What Krishna teaches in the Gita, our life should have at least 2 tracks. On one track, we have our professional life. And professional life demands you have to get views, you have to get good questions, you have to get interesting topics, and people should come and visit, and how to do it. And you have to do well on that professional track. While you do that, you should also run in parallel another track called your own spiritual development.
True.
You see, in the professional track, there'll be ups and downs, successes, failures, challenges, all these things. If you run your parallel spiritual track about your spiritual development, about who we are, what is our position in this world, what is our position in this larger creation, and what does the Creator want us to do in this world, how to relate in this world, what is our purpose behind this. If we are conscious about all these things, and if we have knowledge about these things from the Vedic literatures, then our ability, number one, we will be making spiritual development, and at the same time, The ups and downs of the professional life, we will know much better how to handle these things. The spiritual development track enriches life.
True.
It energizes life. It gives a direction to our life. And so, when we know that I'm heading in the right direction, a little bit of ups and downs, it is okay. I'll give you an example. There was a student. He was away from home. He was in the college hostel for two years, 3 years. And then after that, he was returning home. And when he was trying to return home, he didn't get a proper ticket and then train ticket. And then it was a 2-day train travel. And the 2-day train travel, it was hot and it was not very comfortable. He didn't have proper food. Varieties of difficulties could be there. But he was always thinking, I'm going to be home. I'm going to meet my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, all. So that thought of returning home was so energizing, was so enriching, that all these difficulties, I didn't realize that 2 days I was going through all this, he can say. Wow. Isn't it? In the same way, our spiritual track gives us goal, gives us direction, gives us inspiration, gives us positive energy, that these challenges that come in the professional world, that's okay, we will deal with it.
Amazing. I think once we look at the bigger picture.
Exactly. We should have the bigger picture, and we should have the picture from the perspective of the Creator.
Right.
Who created all of us, who created this world, and what was His intent? You become aligned with that. This is a very, very special, very energizing thing. This is what happened to Krishna and Arjuna in the conversation. Arjuna was very, very disappointed. He was unhappy. He was depressed. He was full of doubts. What he is doing is right or wrong. All kinds of things were happening to him. But when he heard Krishna paint the bigger picture of reality.
Right.
What is the purpose? And how Arjuna's world fitted into the larger picture. It's not that there is a larger picture and Arjuna's world and our world is one small picture concurrently, parallelly happening. No, it fits into the larger picture. How I can fit my world, my life, my situation into the larger picture of the Creator, and how I can be aligned with the Creator's purpose and intent. That is a power. That's what happened to Arjuna. Beautiful. When Arjuna heard that one, oh, this is what my situation is. This is what the Creator's plan is, and I can dovetail it. I can align it with the larger picture. And that was energizing to him. All the negativities that he faced when he was thinking my own world, my own situation, everything vanished.
True.
That's the power of the larger picture. Using the word, borrowing the word that you have used.
Amazing, Prabhuji. That is some really insightful, deep insights on the question which I asked you. I have another question for you. In the era of internet, making friends or hunting for partners is quite easy, but yet people are so lonely. Why so?
Yeah, I've read about these kind of things, that they have so many friends, so many followers, but they feel lonely. It's very sad. Technology is providing access to have so many friends, so many followers, so many viewers. But deep inside there is that loneliness. You see, taking from the previous example I was giving, the spiritual track or the spiritual pursuit, the spiritual path gives us a very, very powerful friend who is always with us, who is most trustable, who will never let us down. And such a friend is Sri Krishna.
True.
Krishna himself says, Suhridam Sarvabhutana. So he is the well-wishing friend of everyone. And the spiritual path as given in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and our Vedic literatures, it enables us to be in touch with that supreme friend. And that supreme friend, that very thought that I have the supreme friend, and you see, imagine you're having problems and say for instance, you're having challenges in life, professional life, and you have one person, he is very rich, or you have another friend, second friend who is very influential, and a third friend who is very sharp, intelligent, who will understand, he'll give you good solution. Sometimes we have these kind of people, and then when you have such good friends, you feel good. Krishna is a combination of all of these. He has got unlimited influence, he has got unlimited strength, he has got unlimited intelligence, he has got unlimited power. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasa shriya jnana vairagyayos chaiva shannam bhaga itingana. This is the definition of Bhagavan. One who has unlimited influence, unlimited power, unlimited knowledge, unlimited strength. So Krishna, and such a friend is with me in the journey. I'm not alone.
True.
That itself is very inspiring. There's a second thing that happens in the spiritual development. In spiritual development, or in the life, or in the pursuit of spiritual development, this is actually an integral part of the spiritual development, is that you will develop very, very reliable spiritual devotee friends who genuinely care for you.
True.
Who don't worry about your professional, what's happening to you. You see, sometimes when you're doing very well in life, there'll be a lot of people who will stick around you. And when things are not all right, they will slowly part and go somewhere else looking for something. In spiritual life, you will make spiritual friends who will never count on you, measure you based on your material success.
True.
They care for you deeply as a spiritual being, because all of us are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna says that Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashashtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. So we are all part and parcel of Krishna. And so when a devotee sees another devotee practicing and having challenges in life, he will never abandon. In fact, he will strengthen his bonding with such a person at that time even more.
True.
So you will make spiritual friends. You not only have your professional acquaintances and followers and friends, and which your world requires, your professional world requires. Anytime you can switch to the spiritual track, and you have genuine friends who are with you, and the supreme friend, Sri Krishna, with you. These things are very, very reassuring.
Amazing. See, I love the answer, your inputs there. But the problem is, adapting spirituality has become a challenge for many of them today. I don't know why, but I just feel the youth today is not connected to spirituality as much as the youth earlier. What is the concern? I don't know. What's your thought on that?
There should be systematic spiritual education and exposure.
Right. Since the childhood, you mean?
Then, you see, they will know why spiritual life and how spiritual life is relevant even in our present times. We may have made great advancement in technology, economically, in so many fronts we might have made great advancement, but the need for spiritual development, the need for spiritual growth, it has not changed at all. It is a fundamental requirement. I'll give one example. Now, how spirituality and spiritual need is not just someone has to believe in it, then it will happen. No, it is not a question. It's a fundamental requirement. Like for instance, we send children to good schools. And then one of the things that a good school generally teaches is, when you get something from somebody, something valuable, somebody gives you, immediately you must say,
Thank you.
thank you, right?
True.
Any part of the culture, any part of the world, any part of any civilization one belongs to will say that yes, you get something from somebody, you must be gracious and you must say thank you for providing that. True. Isn't it? Now, look at our situation. We are every moment dependent on various things which are not man-made.
Right.
Like say for instance the sunshine. The sun rises in the sky in the morning unfailingly with so much light and energy, which actually energizes and grows everything in the world. The plants immediately start having photosynthesis, and by which they will produce our food, our grains, our vegetables, our fruits, everything come from the plants, and they require sunshine. They require sunshine, they require water, they require air. None of these things are man-made. It is not made by man. It is not made by industrial corporations. It is not made by governments. It's not made by international arrangements. These are all gifts of God. Not just the sun, the air, the water, the earth, not just these things. There are even more subtler things. Like say for instance, gravity.
Right.
Imagine a situation, there was no gravity. Today we are sitting comfortably and we are doing a conversation. So many things are going on pretty well. If there was no gravity, we would be like helium balloons somewhere going up. And you walk out of the room, and then suddenly you will be no gravity. Gravity is a neat arrangement which pulls everything to the ground, and we all remain grounded, literally too.
True.
And then we can do our other transactions.
True.
And we take all these things for granted. Gravity is part of the larger arrangement. Not only gravity is keeping all of us grounded, in fact, gravity is the one which is keeping the atmosphere around the earth.
True.
If the gravity were not there, these gases would have escaped and we won't be able to breathe.
True.
It is, the gravitational forces are matched and managed in such a way, it has the right kind of atmosphere here around us, and our bodies are acclimatized to that atmosphere. We are able to have all these things. When we get all these things from that Creator, from God, should we not be gracious and say, thank you, God?
True.
That mood, that spirit, that feeling is actually spirituality. That is the essence of all our Vedic religion. And so spirituality is not some kind of a belief, some kind of a sentiment, some kind of a luxury. If I want, I can have. Without that also, I can dispense with it. No, you can't say, I will get some benefits and if I want, I will say thank you. And if I don't like, I won't say thank you. Yeah, you can do that, but we will judge you that you are not a very refined individual. You take so many things, I give you gifts and you just receive everything and then turn your face and go away. Then no grace, no gratitude. So in the same way, if we understand these things, that we have to be gracious, we have to be grateful, then that is nothing but spirituality. And there is more knowledge around that. We can cultivate and develop more knowledge. We will get more insights. We will become more sensitive individuals. And we will also become sensitive to people around us, because all of them are also elements, parts and parcels of the Creator.
True.
You see, our Acharya Srila Prabhupada used to give one example. I'll give you this. There was a woman. She was a young woman and she got married to a person. And after the marriage, wedding ceremony, all those things, she went home to her husband's house. In the husband's house, There was husband's father and mother. Husband had brothers and sisters, and they had children, so many relatives. She made her one connection with the husband. Immediately she got related to husband's father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, brother, sister, children, their husband, etc. That one connection with the husband was so powerful, it instantly defined her relationship with so many other family members. In the same way, spirituality, when we get connected with Krishna, it immediately connects us to all of creation. It's not that me and Krishna alone, me, Krishna and Krishna's creation. So it will sensitize us. It will enable us how to relate with everyone in the creation in a very friendly, gracious, amicable, nice way. This is the power of spirituality. We must tell this to the young people. Then they will be able to understand that yes, spirituality is something very fundamental as drinking, eating good food, having a nice dress, in the same way spirituality is utmost important and relevant.
True. Prabhuji, I've noticed this, that the richest, most businessmen in India are highly spiritual. How does spirituality help people grow their business?
When you are spiritual, when you recognize the Creator, when you recognize Krishna, He's the one who is blessing all these things, naturally you will attract His special blessings. I'll tell you a little more technical answer. Our lives are governed by what are called laws of karma. We are all getting reactions for the past karma we have performed in this life and many other previous lives. You see, I'll give an example. You may choose your profession, you may choose your spouse, you may choose the car you want to have, you may choose the house you want to live in, you may choose all these things. But did you choose your parents?
No.
See, we were born in a certain family, in a certain house, in a certain city, in a certain country. We were all born in India, in a certain house, certain family. Someone could be born in Afghanistan. Someone could be born in some part of Africa where there is no proper government and all kinds of tribal things going on, and how life would be. I'll give you another question, another example. Not only we did not choose our parents, did we choose our gender?
No.
Some are men, some are women, and we didn't have any choice about these things. So, according to science, everything is governed by laws of nature, and these laws of nature are very precise and perfect, and they can be expressed in mathematical equations. This is a fundamental discovery and an aspect of the material world. Because of this, we have science. It makes the world predictable. Laws of there, you can understand the laws, and the laws can be expressed in very, very accurate equations. And because of this, there is technology. Today we have lights, we have internet, we have mobile phones, we travel. All of this is possible in technology because there is an underlying science, and science is discovering and understanding the laws of nature.
Right.
Now, if all of these aspects are governed by laws of nature, my appearance or being born in a certain family, in a certain gender, with a certain skin color, with a certain talent or lack of talent, intelligence. Now, all of these are also governed by higher laws of nature.
Right.
Now, sometimes we don't know those laws of nature. We may say by chance. Actually, nothing happens by chance. It is not that by chance the apple fell from the tree. No. That brilliant scientist, he started thinking, why did the apple? He was not satisfied with the answer that by chance apples fall from tree. We'll just pick it up and eat it.
True.
No, it led to a deeper questioning. In the same way, our Shastras explore these kind of questions and enquiries. This is called Brahma Jigyasa. Brahma Jigyasa means higher enquiry or spiritual enquiry. And this is what human life is meant for. And when we do that, we come to understand that there are laws of nature, and one is the law of karma. We are getting the reactions of our previous work. Now, this law of karma is inviolable. You cannot dodge it. It will come after you. Only one principle, only one concept, only one force that can change this is karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. If we get in touch with the creator of all this, Shri Krishna, and if we develop our understanding, our relationship, and reach out to him, then if he wants, karmani nirdahati.
True.
Dahana means to burn. Krishna can burn and alter the karma and help us do better and better in life. So this is a secret. Not everybody knows these things. And this is systematically explained in our Vedic literatures like the Bhagavad Gita. And so we should know that spirituality, reaching out to Krishna, will certainly help us in our lives to do better in our lives.
A friend of mine gifted me Bhagavad Gita, and honestly, I'm not able to understand this. So what's a better alternative that you would recommend?
I can understand what you are saying. Bhagavad Gita is quite technical and plunges into a lot of philosophical concepts. What I have seen when people come with this kind of a question, I want to know about spirituality. You know, Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya, founder of ISKCON, he wrote a commentary on the Gita. And if you see Prabhupada's Gita, he takes every verse and gives word-to-word meaning, and then he gives a translation, and then he gives a long explanation, which helps us to understand better.
Okay.
The second thing I would say, even if you when you take the Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada, I recommend you should read the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, which is a long one, about 40 pages. And reading that introduction helps us to get an overall understanding, and reading further becomes easier. I would say a third thing. Third thing is, Prabhupada wrote and spoke on Bhagavad Gita to people, and those kind of lectures and conversations and discussions were all recorded, and that's available in the form of a book. This is one book called The Science of Self-Realization. It has talks, it has essays, it has letters that Srila Prabhupada wrote, interviews that Prabhupada had when he traveled around the world. He met scholars, he met professors, he met professionals, he met writers, he met politicians, and he had discussions with them. And so this is another very interesting book that will help us understand.
The science of self-realization.
Yes, the science of self-realization. And even simpler books Prabhupada wrote, like it is called Beyond Birth and Death. This is the second chapter, a few verses of the Gita, more elaborately explained. Now, one last thing I would say is that to understand Bhagavad Gita or any of these philosophical matters, we should go to a person who is also already practicing it. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada said, our institution should be with people of those who are seriously practicing and can help others and answer questions. So they will help. So a Bhagavad Gita should be read under the guidance of another practicing devotee, and that way it becomes a lot more easier to comprehend, to appreciate, and that will help.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I would definitely want to read one of these books for sure to begin with.
Yes.
Do you believe in manifestations? If yes, so.
Manifestations, can you elaborate? In what kind of manifestations you mean?
So I mean that today manifestation is a very hot topic. Everyone is talking about it.
Okay.
They're practicing different techniques to manifest what they want in their lives.
Okay.
Like for example, some people are manifesting their relationship, they're manifesting their dream home. So there's a new concept called manifestation.
All right.
People are paying to learn manifestation techniques from people.
Okay. Okay.
Whereas I always believed that when I would go and pray to God and whatever I would ask for with all my belief and faith, the manifestation happens. This is what my belief has been since childhood. But today people have been practicing manifestation in different techniques and ways.
Okay.
So do you believe in these new concepts of manifestations, or what's your ideology behind manifestation?
Okay. Now that you have educated me on manifestations, now I would say that yes, manifestations of someone's dream or job or profession or a relationship, all of these are governed by higher laws. Now, if we tap into that higher understanding, then our manifestations, the manifestations that we are hoping for, will not be just limited to my own destiny, my own karma, but there will be infusion of new spiritual energy which will enable manifestations. In fact, the example that you gave, that you go to God and pray to God and God will manifest. Yes, that itself is an aspect of spirituality.
True.
Now we can get to know more about what is the principle God uses for a certain manifestation to happen or not happen, right? I'll give you one example. There was a village temple. A farmer went to that temple and he prayed, "My dear Lord, I have my husband, I have my wife, I have got 8 children, and I have got my father, mother. Let there be plenty of rain so that there will be prosperity as a farmer and I can take care of my family well-being." In your terminology, the manifestation was well-being and prosperity of the family, and he prayed to God. And he went away. After half an hour, the potter of the village also came, and he was also praying to God. "I have my wife, I have 6 children, I have father, mother, I have mother-in-law, father-in-law, I have to take care. Let there not be rain. If there is cloudy weather and rain, my pots will not dry. I can't sell them. I can't make money. Let there be no rain at all if possible." So now both of them are God's devotees.
True.
And they have come with a wish which is contrary to each other. So now you see, in this world, I just gave 2 examples of a farmer and a potter. If you see this world, there are complex desires of different people clashing with each other. Now, how will God dispense? If God blesses the farmer, he is cursing the potter, and vice versa.
True.
But God has to be equal to all. So how does he do it? He uses a principle which is I will give you the result of what I'll give you what you are wishing, and that will be a function of your past activities. The manifestation that you are seeking is a function of your past activities. In fact, Krishna says another interesting thing in the Bhagavad Gita. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani mithodhame. Sankhye kritante proktani siddhaye sarva karmana. I'll take this expression from Krishna's Gita. Siddhaye sarva karmana. Siddhi means perfection. Perfection of all activities. Perfection, success, blossoming of all our activities. That's what Krishna is talking about. We can say, not only people aspire for manifestation, they go learn, you said, they try to develop some skills for achieving their manifestation and so on. So in other words, for something that I'm wishing, planning, I'm ambitious about, aspiring for that to manifest, people are also ready to work for it, right? Obviously, you can't just be a daydreamer and things will fall from sky. You have to work for that. Now, Krishna is giving here an interesting information. There are 5 factors for a manifestation to come about. Whatever manifestation we are aspiring, Krishna is saying there are 5 factors. One is adhishthanam tatha karta, karanam cha pruthak vidam, vividhaischa pruthak cheshta, daivam chaivatra panchamam. He's telling there are 5 factors. The first factor for a manifestation to come about is the circumstances or the situation. We must work on the right ecosystem, right environment, right circumstances for a manifestation to happen.
Sure.
Second thing is individuals involved for the manifestation to come about. Right? So like sometimes people say, my business was so successful because of my team. I have a wonderful team and that team made it happen. If you want me, you can take away all my success in the business. Keep my team back with me and I'll come back to that same level of success because my team is so good. See, karta, they are referring to the doers of actions or who bring about the manifestation. The third thing Krishna is saying is karanam. There are certain instrumental causes. Maybe a certain technique, maybe a certain technology, maybe a certain instruments that are relevant for the manifestation. We should work on those instruments, instrumental causes. And the fourth one is cheshta. Cheshta means a very specific endeavor, a conscious, specific endeavor that is required for bringing about a manifestation. So these are the 4, and there is a 5th cause. Now we may work on all these 4 causes to whatever extent we can to manifest, make it happen. There is a 5th cause, Krishna says, is daivam. Divine blessing and intervention. Now, if the 5 causes, if these 5 factors are addressed, the manifestation will happen. Now, if the 4 factors are thoroughly worked on and the 5th is not in favor, there will be no manifestation. So, in a sense, Krishna is giving you a formula for a manifestation to become successful. And an important factor in that is also daivam. So, if we work on all these factors of manifestation, karmana, sarva karmana siddhaye sarva karmana, that for that manifestation, for that perfection, for that result, for the success to come about, Krishna says these are the 5 factors.
Amazing, Prabhuji. This is really deep. I think never thought from this angle, and I didn't know that it is already defined in the Bhagavad Gita.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So wonderful.
People are figuring out new methods of learning it. Where else it's there spiritually.
It is there, and then we can learn and we can benefit from
Amazing,
that.
Amazing. So, I have this question about there's a controversy saying people are coming to Vrindavan to make reels but not to pray. What's your thoughts on that?
To make what?
Reels, videos.
You're coming back from your world of reels and influencers. And okay, they're coming here to make reels and not for
Spirituality.
spirituality. Luckily, you said they're coming here to make reels. There is another set of people who are coming here to make deals.
Amazing.
Okay, it's like this. People have multiple motivations and intentions. Okay, they come to Vrindavan for making reels, some come for making deals, some come for an entertainment, some come for whatever. But the potency of Vrindavan, the spiritual potency of Vrindavan is so strong. Whatever it is, some spirituality will rub off on them. They will get some Krishna's blessings. They'll hear about Krishna. They'll have darshan of Krishna. They will take some prasadam of Krishna. So, imperceptibly also, if someone touches Krishna, even unintentionally, some benefit will be there. As long as they are not having an offensive attitude.
Amazing. I think that's some deep thing out there. Yeah.
You see? So, it is like this. You may take a medicine with full, as a doctor, sometimes doctors take medicine and they know when this one medicine goes into my body, it will work on the biochemistry in this way, it will send this ions here, there, and so they know all the working. Common people like us, we simply take the medicine. The medicine has its effect.
True.
Whether I know it, I accidentally took it, I consciously took it, with full understanding, with partial understanding, still the medicine has. In the same way, coming in touch with Krishna, the fountainhead of spirituality, the cause of all causes, is so powerful that it will bring some benefit as long as it is not in a very offensive way trying to offend Krishna or Krishna's devotees. If that much, most people are not, maybe a small percentage could have an
I think
offense.
as long as it's connecting you to come here, I think it's a beautiful idea is what I
Isn't
feel.
it? It is somehow they are trying to bring more people.
Absolutely.
They're trying to create some awareness. People, as you know very well, we are always reading that and hearing and experiencing also in ourselves also. Most of our life happens on the little gadget in our hand. And so if they are all bringing Krishna into the consciousness of the viewers, and it is definitely very, very useful. And in fact, they will get a special blessing for making reels and taking Krishna out to the world, to the
I'm
people.
sure many of them will listen to this and now come to Vrindavan for
Should
sure.
come more.
Okay. Vrindavan has more than 5,500 Krishna temple. It's known to be the city of windows with almost 18 to 20,000 windows. And now it's coming up with world's tallest Krishna temple. How will this become a landmark?
You see, in modern world, the modern psyche is such that a place is known because of its landmark monuments, iconic monuments. Like when you say Paris, what comes to your mind is the Eiffel Tower. Or when you say Dubai, what comes to your mind is Burj Khalifa or one of those kind of things. So this is the psyche of modern thinking. And so we wanted to have a very iconic, very impressive, a monumental temple. And so it was one of the aspirations expressed by Srila Prabhupada too. Modern man has a tendency, has a urge to create things, grand things, big things. And so instead of building big homes, big things for one's own pleasure and entertainment and enjoyment, let's build something monumental, iconic, grand
Wow.
for Krishna, because he is the provider of everything. And when such an iconic thing is created, more people will come, there'll be more facilities, more opportunities to know, to dwell deeper into understanding of Krishna. We are able to engage people of different different age groups, people, and so it gives us it's nothing but a larger, a more well thought out infrastructure for spiritual development.
Beautiful.
So it is not just brick, mortar, glass, steel, cement. It's actually to bring about human transformation. It is to educate people. It is to enrich people. And so that is actually the intention, that we want to have a grand facility like this to bring about spiritual awareness among people. So they can come here, they can be with us for a short while, long term, 1 month, 15 days, 3 days, or whatever. And we plan to inspire them with spiritual awakening, spiritual knowledge, so that they can go back to their profession, to their families. Whatever they are doing now, they can do better with this understanding.
Amazing.
That's our hope and that's our wish.
Amazing. Prabhuji, how can a Krishna Bhakt contribute to making of the tallest Krishna temple in the world in Vrindavan? What is Square Feet Seva?
Oh, okay. Very good. So, we have thought of different ways how people have to be involved in the creation. It's a people's temple. It's devotees' temple. So we also approach donors and devotees who are, well-to-do, and they may contribute. But more than that, we wanted every devotee of Krishna who feels for Krishna, who feels for the message of Bhagavad Gita, who feels for Vrindavan, should be a participant in the making of this grand temple. With that thought in mind, we conceived of this program that let everybody contribute for 1 square feet of the temple. Wow. Or multiples of square feet according to their strength and according to their wish. So in this way, we thought we will reach out to more and more people, and that way everyone should feel that one day when they come and see, even I have contributed my little bit to this temple. It's a great fulfilling thing. You see, like they say, success has many parents and failure is orphan.
Amazing.
So we want this effort of building a grand temple to many, many people to associate with its success and feel that, yes, I also did a little bit. And one is that feeling. Another thing is that when they contribute, when they make some sacrifice for Krishna, Krishna notes that. In fact, Srila Prabhupada said another thing. Krishna sees not what you give, what you have kept for yourself.
Good one.
So you see, so if somebody is a humble, simple person, even then he gives something, what is possible for him, Krishna will acknowledge that one. Just like Sudama was the great example, and he had practically nothing to give, and his wife borrowed some rice, flat rice from her neighbor, and he came and he was hesitant to give that also. But Krishna, in the Bhagavatam, it is said that bhuri karoti, when Krishna sees that somebody has given something to me, he returns on a much bigger scale.
Amazing.
So that is the blessing that we want to give more and more people to.
So everybody who's watching this, there is a Square Feet Seva that you can offer. You can go on vcm.org.in and you can make your contribution. Per square feet is about 2,100 rupees. And it's up to you how much you would like to contribute to the making of the tallest Krishna temple in the world. So all the details are also given on the screen and also in the description of this post. So please go ahead and make your contributions. Prabhuji, one last question to you. So 700 feet tall Krishna temple.
Yes.
The world's largest Krishna temple is in making in Vrindavan.
Yes.
How can influencers contribute to this? Because I think this is something that we need at this point of time.
Great question. You know, influencers, by that very word that you have used, and that profession, that new profession that has come into the world today, you can create positive influence. The influencers can create awareness about it, can create a favorable influence on all devotees of Krishna all over the country, all over the world. There are so many devotees of Krishna, and they should become aware of it. We are very confident if this awareness is spread, people will come and participate in this. And in creating and increasing and diffusing that awareness, influencers can play a very, very important role. Some people have influence over music lovers, some people have history lovers, some people have politics lovers, or various things. If all of them can somehow create awareness about this great project, which is going to have multi-dimensional impact. Not only the spiritual values, dissemination and teaching and diffusion of spiritual values. What's going to happen to the local community here?
True.
They will all benefit. More hotels will be there, more cleaners are required, more cooks are required, more rickshaw drivers are required, more taxi drivers are required. When all of them come, actually I'll tell you there's one more important thing. Not only in Vrindavan, we must have this kind of iconic monuments in all the holy places in our country. And simply by creating these kind of iconic monuments in all the heritage, culture, religious spots in our country, we can wipe out poverty.
True.
You know, poverty is actually coming about not because of lack of funds, lack of money. It is lack of distribution of money.
True.
Government has a lot of funds, people have a lot of funds, but funds are not reaching out to everybody. There is a inequitable, unfair distribution of wealth. Wealth is there. We are actually a very wealthy country with a lot of poor people. So we have to find ways and means how this wealth can be distributed. Religious tourism, heritage, cultural tourism is an important way. Just by doing this, India can be out of all poverty. That is the power, because everybody wants, there is a spiritual urge. Our country, what is so special about our country, our civilization, our heritage, our culture, our history is that we are seekers.
Amazing.
This is what India is known for. This is what Bharat is known for. And this seeking is properly answered and addressed, and that what they are looking for is provided from authentic sources like the Bhagavad Gita, from the Acharyas, from Sri Krishna. It will be fulfilling, and more people will be happy about this experience, and it will also cause distribution of wealth. And so all influencers from every field, even fashion, entertainment, every influencer should participate in this and bring people and create this awareness, so that a common man in our country will benefit from this.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for these amazing thoughts that you shared with me today and with all of us, in fact. Just one personal last question. Many influencers make so many lies in order to influence their audience. Won't this add to their bad karma?
Certainly. We should be very ethical. We should be morally right. We should do in a dharmic way. That is not at all reasonable. That should not be done. Fake, false narratives, fake things, lies. We should certainly keep away. Sato vritte. Krishna says, Acharya says, that if you are a bhakta, you have to have a sato vritti. Your vritti must be very honest and very credible. And we should be very careful about that. And when we do it well, we will have divine blessings. And we don't have to do any of those kind of, resort to any of those kind of lying or faking things up. Let's be on the path of dharma.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Most welcome.
It was an amazing, deep conversations with you. So blessed to have this conversation with you today.
So happy to
Thank you.
meet you also. Namaste, Hare Krishna.